I'm a Canadian Army veteran, spent 33 years in uniform with the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry. Joined the reserves at the age of 17. My mom was in the Air Force, my father was in the Army as well. So I guess it's a little bit in the DNA, and it's my service in uniform that actually brought me to No Stone Left Alone.
By the 6th of July 1962, I joined the Army for 3 years to grow up and wound up making it a full career of 35 years and 82 days regular force, all told, over 38 years service.
When I learned about No Stone, I was still in uniform, and we were sending soldiers to support the annual Beach Mount ceremony. I know that both the founders, Maureen and Randall Purvis, were very passionate, and that passion is frankly contagious. Upon my retirement, they reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to volunteer some time as an advisor.
We should never forget, because we're bound to repeat, and to realize that you pay a price for maintaining our peace and the way we live. We do not know how fortunate we are in this country.
I'll use my own children as an example. I want them to know that the freedoms they enjoy today came at a cost. I want them to know the stories of the folks who have come before them. This is not about glorifying war. It's actually about talking about the realities of war and the personal and human cost that it entails. And I think that is absolutely critical, that for us to truly understand what we've got and value what we've got here in Canada, we need to understand our history and the sacrifice that people have made.
That somebody pays homage to an individual at least once a year, not everybody, but go to a particular stone and see what he was, what branch of the armed forces he was in, and how young these men were.
The students that participate in these ceremonies don't just visit a grave and drop a poppy, which is important in and of itself. But the research they do into the grave they may visit, the research they do into the battles that may have resulted in a particular story, results in a widely expanded understanding of the sacrifice that did occur. They get to know a soldier as a person and not a name on a headstone.
Society doesn't realize the responsibility that we put on our young service people. Every one of us got friends laying overseas, go over and spend a moment by their graveside, wishing they were still with us. Education
isn't really confined to one day a year. I think we need to try and find a way to keep this conversation going, to understand our history in a more fulsome manner. No Stone Left Alone is seeking not to replicate Remembrance Day, but to expand what Remembrance Day stands for to other days of the year, and in particular, again, through our educators, reach our youth.
It's a great program. I'd like to stay involved as long as I can. And I get the volunteers, and they're all younger than me. I think I'm the oldest guy now on the color party. But as long as I can come out here and stand for a couple hours, I did it for a living. I can do it for 2 hours on Remembrance Day.
I'm a veteran. I served overseas. I've lost friends. I never want them forgotten. No Stone Left Alone to me means that they will never be forgotten, and we owe it to each and every man and woman who served in uniform to remember their service and their sacrifice.